So just kind of giving an update what's been going on around the farm and what's happening in the next few months. So this is like January 31st, I believe. And here soon we got a contractor coming in. They're going to build a garage for mom and dad. Mom and dad already got all the gravel and everything laid out. And they're just waiting for decent weather to come do it. Now I think today is supposed to be the coldest day, hopefully for the rest of the year, I hope. I think from here on out, at least for the 7 day forecast, it's supposed to be in the 30s and 50s. So, Lord willing, we'll get it done soon. Also, there's been talk about my sister and brother-in-law and their kids moving out to the farm. Which, if that happens, that'd be three of mom and dad's kids out of six that'd be moving out here. Which would be more footage, more work getting done, and stuff like that. Which would be awesome. So we'll see how that goes. Got some clearing to do. If not, that's where orchard and a pond's probably going to go. We'll see how quick they move on it. And then I know I haven't really mentioned on YouTube, but I smashed my toe about 2 months ago. I put a full can of pop in my pocket, and it fell out right on top of my toe when I was reaching down to get my boot and smashed it. I think I broke it. And anyway, my toenail turned black, and I had to go to the doctor the other day. So for 2 months it didn't swell or anything like that. It just turned my toenail black. Well, the other day it started swelling, getting infected. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said it's pushing a toenail, which is probably crooked from where I smashed it, and it's coming out now. So I'm on antibiotics and hobbling around. I just can't get a break. February is about here, so it won't be long, and we'll be starting to plant seeds out in the greenhouse, and multiple seeds. We're going to do a lot more stuff this year, I think, including trees. We're going to try to plant some seeds for trees, and try to get a lot more of that around the property, because we really don't have much of an orchard. We got some trees planted, but they ain't really producing much yet. But we need a lot more, provide for our family, and hopefully to sell. So that's one big thing we're going to be doing. And most of it, I think, is going to be up here at mom and dad's, going up their drive. And we've already got some here at my house. It's tax season. We got our taxes done, got them turned in. Now this year, as far as us go, we're trying to get city water hooked up. And I know a lot of people's like, why do you want city water hooked up when you got good well water? Well, the reason is multiple reasons, really. I mean, for one, you'll have more than one water source. For two, I don't know if you guys know how much a well pump costs, but it gets pretty expensive, especially if you keep having issues. Now we have a lot of calcium and everything, which we can get. We can get some filters kind of help with that, but we got hard water really bad, and it's clogging everything up. We've just been having issues, and we've had to go through pumps. We went through, like, I think 4 pumps in the last 15 years. And if you do the math on it and everything, city water's cheaper. It ain't all that much. But what we're going to do is after we get city water hooked up, I'm going to have a concrete foundation poured over top of it with a hole, and I'm going to get one of them old-fashioned pumps so we can still get water out of it. So if the electric goes out, we still have water. So we'll just have two different sources of water that way, not counting the pond and the stream down there by the creek. So that's going to help us out a bunch, and less stress and problems through the winter time too, because it sucks having that whole thing freeze up. Even though you got insulation and everything, it gets so cold it still freezes up. So that'd be, like I said, one less issue. And here on site too, we're going to fence in our backyard right here at the property line. And we're doing that for a couple reasons. For one, I keep getting injured, and we got an English Mastiff. Well, she can drag me if she really wanted to. Imagine my wife. There's been a couple times my wife went to take her out to use the bathroom, and she lost control of the dog and went to the neighbors, and it could have been a bloodbath, but thank God there wasn't. So we're going to put a fence on the backyard so that way we can just let her out through the back, and also we can just let her out whenever we're not here too, to kind of guard it and keep predators away from our garden and stuff, and keep them away from our rabbits. So that'll be nice. And then we're also going to put a bunch of paddocks out through our woods here on site too. Now down the road, we own behind my brother's house and the neighbor's house. So we're going to go down to the creek and go all the way. And that probably about 4 acres, probably 3 or 4 acres that we'll be putting paddocks in. I'll probably put about an acre paddock in each. And that'll clear out the woods. Grass will start growing. They'll have more to forage. If there's ever a fire from the neighbors burning stuff or whatever, by having goats and sheep out there, that's going to keep that fire from coming up to our house too. So that'll be a nice little precaution. Now, we are planning on putting a greenhouse at Mom and Dad's house. We're going to attach to that block building, I believe. And I think most of it is going to be old used windows is what we're going to make it out of. Now I think the roof we're going to have like at a see-through greenhouse stuff for the roof, but most of it all the way around the walls and everything is going to be primarily just windows. It's kind of repurposing. So we got plenty of old doors, windows, and stuff like that we've been collecting over the years. Kind of hoarding tendencies, but on usable materials. So we're going to get rid of some of that stuff by using it. And then Mom's wanting a cellar put in there by the garden at their house. So that's another big project we're going to be doing. That'll give us a chance to be able to store some food properly, because under the ground, of course, you have to have about 3 foot of dirt on top of it. It'll stay about 60 degrees all year round in there. So that'd be a good thing to have. Plus, I guess if there's a tornado or something and you're outside, I guess I give you a place to go in. Be a lot safer than being outdoors, of course. I think another big thing we're planning on doing is we're going to rip up our kitchen floor. Now, this house that I'm in, my great-great-grandpa built it back like in the probably 1850, 1860s. And I mean, things are going wrong with it. I already had to rip up the floor in the front room here about 10, 11 years ago. Put a new floor in here. Well, the kitchen's starting to get soft and spongy, so we're going to have to rip it up. And when I do that, I always put plastic down on the dirt to keep the water from the rain and stuff, to keep it from going up there and rotting the wood again. Now, it's lasted about 200 years, so I mean, it's definitely got our money's worth out of it. But we got a lot of structure to fix up. Our barn, I'm starting to lean on tearing it down. My great-great-grandpa built it too, and it's just got so much dry rot from over the years and everything. Grandpa, he tried to have the roof tarred a couple times, but it really needed to be replaced probably 40, 50 years ago, and the damage is just way too much. I might be able to save it, but with time and money, honestly, it'd be probably easier and cheaper just to tear it down and just build up one of these new jobbies. Maybe even get one of them giant carports or something and just make a barn out of it. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Now this year for sure, we're going to be doing a lot more swap meets, and we actually plan on going some auctions. Probably not to sell at the auctions. It'd be more for buying purposes. But you guys are going to see a lot more footage of swap meets and some auctions this year, for sure. Really enjoy going to them swap meets, especially the ones here local. Now we like to go to the Westport an awful lot. It's smaller, but it's closer, and you don't have to pay to set up there. It's just a nice environment. Everybody's friendly. People come and go throughout the day. So if you guys haven't been to a swap meet, you guys might want to consider that, especially if you guys are looking for animals or selling animals. Now, if we have time, I do plan on putting a pond down there at Mom and Dad's house too. give them an extra water source, because right now all they got up there is city water. Now we call it a creek up there, but it's not really a creek, it's really just a wash off, because you got all them fields and everything just kind of washes off down in them little ravines. We can So they can get water, I mean, and they could put a well if they really wanted to, but I think a pond probably the best thing to do at this time. Plus, we can also put some fish out there and everything, give the grandkids something to do, give them another reason to go over there and not want to go home, get tired of working or something, give them something to do. I know we're going to be putting some sidewalks in from the house to the garage and maybe around back to the house. And that's going to increase the property value. And it's going to make it easier for us too. Now, me and my wife, we're 40 years old plus, so it won't be too long, especially the rate I'm going. One of us is liable to be crippled. So we're trying to think ahead, trying to think what we can do to easily maintain the place if something were to happen to one of us. So we're just trying to get everything prepared now while we can still do stuff, so that way later on we can live, easily and comfortably as we can. So now this coming year, our garden, both on the site 1 and site 2, is going to double for sure, maybe triple in some aspects. So, and there's a lot, we're going to be doing a lot more of certain plants, and some plants we ain't going to do whatsoever because we didn't have any luck at it last year. Now we are putting all that composting on there. That's going to help Mom and Dad's garden a lot. We've cleared out a lot of trees, so there's going to be a lot more light. We got water out there at the barn now, so they'll have plenty of water. So this year I really expect the crop to do really, really well. We are planning on having some kids born here soon, probably late winter, early spring. So we'll be having a lot more goats, Lord willing, and we got a new critter coming. I ain't gonna tell you what it is yet. Now, if you're on my Facebook, you know, but we got a new critter coming probably about the middle of February. We're gonna go pick him up. So stay tuned for that. We hope you enjoyed watching Chamberlain Family Farms. You can contact us at chamberlainff@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, Chamberlain Family Farms. We hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe.